Hey everyone.
You're listening to the new WCEG Network on WCEGTalkRadio.com. Click live stream tab or watch us live on your smart TV, YouTube at WCEG Network. I'm Wardell Richardson, your show host for the next 2 hours on WCEGWOOD, the Hollywood of the South. We're your worldwide community empowerment group where we speak life into the community. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and on Instagram at WCEG_talk_radio. That's WCEG_talk_radio and WCEG Network. That's WCEG Network. Join the conversation. Call in, or Skype us at 678-619-1402. That's 678-619-1402. Ask your questions, make comments, or voice your concerns right here on WCEGWOOD Hollywood of the South at 678-619-1402. Last but not least, the topics and opinions are those of the show hosts and guests and not those of WCEG Network. Thank you for your continued support, and God bless. Thank you again. I'm Wardell Richardson on WCEGWOOD Hollywood of the South. I have a great show for you today. I'm excited about being here. And before I introduce my co-host and guest to you, I want to make a few upcoming announcements. ITEE's Annual Youth Excellence Awards 2020 will be April 19th. It's formal attire at the Porter Sanford Performing Arts Center. Listen, if you missed last year, you missed a heck of a show. I'm the host of the show, and this year I'm going to host a show with some of the youth that are going to be helping me, rotate and go through this whole event. It's going to be a lot of fun, but we honor kids in every category, from sports to music. If they play an instrument, had some people in the Olympics. If they preach, we had a young kid preacher last year. It's an incredible event where we honor the youth for their incredible talents and whatever gift that God has laid on them. So if you missed it or you're interested in coming to see it, please go to get your tickets at Eventbrite at ITEE's Annual Youth Excellence Awards 2020. Red carpet is from 3 to 4 p.m. Once again, it's at the Porter Sanford Performing Arts Center in Decatur, Georgia. You don't want to miss this. You have got to be there. Of course, I will be hosting and acting a fool. I love to have fun, and I love messing with kids. We had a great time last year. You're missing out on something if you don't be there. On this coming February the 14th, which is Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Because this is the show, last show before Valentine's Day.
Or Valentine's
Hey. Y'all ain't time for y'all yet.
So.
Now, back to what I was saying. February 14th, it will be Valentine's Day. And what better way to celebrate Valentine's Day than to go see a stage play? One of the writer and the author of Eva Bellamy, along with television production, will present the Holy Seduction stage play starring Cassandra Hollis and Anthony Earl Jr. They were in studio a few weeks ago, and it was a great interview. They have a lot of energy. We had a great show, and that was the show we all ironically came in and all red. It was just crazy, but everybody had on red. It was like we planned it, but we didn't. So it's going to be a great stage play. I've known Eva for a long time, but let me get into that later. It's going to be a great show. So if you got something to do on Valentine's Day, if you need something to do on Valentine's Day, fellas, dinner and a stage play is the way to go. It's the way to go. So if you plan on doing something nice for your lady, you don't have no ideas, make sure you buy tickets. And we're going to get that information to you because the woman who put all this together is here today to talk about that play. On February the 29th, Keisha Rivers stage play, Mama, They Didn't Mean It, based on real life events, will be going on. We will be there. The WCEG will be in the building. It's going to be, she came in the studio some weeks ago before the holidays, and her story was quite amazing, actually. She went through a lot with her in her past life, and she put it all in a stage play. And she shed a little light on a lot of different subjects. Very great interview. Great lady, Keisha Rivers. Make sure you go and check that out on February the 29th. Now, on March 1st, we will be going to Selma, Alabama to commemorate the 55th anniversary of the march in Montgomery, Selma, Montgomery, which led to the passing of the Voting Right Act for African Americans. So, if you want to go and be a part of this event, we will be leaving in Atlanta at 5:30 a.m. that morning, March the 1st, and coming back at 9:30 p.m. by coach bus. Is $50 a person, and that includes the lunch. So it's going to be a great event. If we call in everybody who's in love with democracy, justice, freedom, and righteousness. So make sure you come out and support that. That's a huge event. You know, it took a lot for Black people to get the right to vote. Yeah. You know, and it's so many things now that we're able to do that we didn't do before. So we have to appreciate those moments so we can go and celebrate those times that we, had to go through the struggle to get to where we are today. So I will be in the building, and we will be video recording everything, as WCEG does. And I'm looking forward to see some of y'all. So it's only $50, You can pay by check, cash, money order, or Cash App to the Voter Empowerment Collaboration. So, there you go. That's the information. You can go on our pages, website, and see all the information on how to who to call and who to contact for that information to go on this trip. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. Now that we got through all of that, so let's go ahead and introduce the first person who I'm gonna talk about in just a second. So we have my co-host in the building. She was in here before last year, and she's a very interesting person. The lovely Miss Alishia J is in the building. Hey, Church Girl Reality. She has a show. I was just on there a week ago.
It was 2 weeks ago.
Was it 2 weeks ago? It was 2 weeks ago. And we was talking about human trafficking when we were on the show. And she had a special guest on there, Miss Margie. Dr. Margie Gill.
Yes.
And she is, So she was a very intriguing conversation we had with her. She shed a whole lot of light on human trafficking, statistics, and things like that. So it was a very good conversation with her. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully one day I can get her in here on the show. I'm sure her and her husband were there, and we had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, right?
It was really, really good.
Before I get to my guest, though, I want to give you a chance to give a little spiel on who you are and how you got to where you are today.
Oh, you really want that story?
It ain't gotta be long. We gonna be here for a while.
That's true. Let me not be long-winded. But like Wardell said, I'm Alishia J. I am a makeup artist, Church Girl Makeup, and then also a radio show host, Church Girl Reality on FoxTruckRadio.com. I am currently in the middle of starting my foundation called the Motherhood Foundation. We are bringing awareness to women who are going through their fertility journey. I have a campaign called the Mind Your Own Uterus campaign. So if you can see my t-shirt.
Mind Your Own Uterus campaign.
Mind Your Own Uterus campaign. And basically what we're telling people is what not to say to women who are of childbirthing age. One of those things that I posted today is, when are you going to have kids? That can be a trigger for some people. That can bring back really bad memories for some people. It could be very traumatic for some people. And so just learning how to be mindful when we're talking about other women's uteruses. So that's why I said mind your own uterus, because you really don't know that woman's story, and you really don't understand, the pain or the trauma that they may be going through. So just to be very mindful and compassionate towards women, and also bringing awareness to women who are of childbirthing age, knowing your status as far as where you are in that journey, because I was not aware of where I was, and
we're gonna talk about that.
We'll talk about
so
that
don't
later.
jump into that right now.
Just letting y'all know.
We're gonna talk about that a little later. So we're gonna talk about that because it is. I've learned a lot, about things like that. 'Cause, I'm a guy. I don't know much about the uterus like that, but she has enlightened me to the uterus world.
That's just the weirdest way to put that.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, you have a shirt on saying buy your own uterus. So, I mean, hey, it's a world of its own. So, I want to introduce my guest of honor to the show today, the lovely Miss Eva Bellamy. I had the luxury of meeting her years ago when I first, right around the time I first started in this industry. I started into theater to begin my whole career, and her stage play was one of the ones that I was in. Yeah, movie. That's right, movie. Because you were the first movie I did. That's what it was.
That's
first
awesome.
movie I did.
Wow.
And so, it was. Because you got a stage play now. That's what I'm getting. So
okay.
it was an awesome experience. And now she has a stage play. And I want her to first, before we get into the stage play, I want you to tell a little bit about who you are, where you from, and how you got where you are today.
Well, absolutely. Hey, everyone. I am Eva Bellamy. I am a writer, author, producer, entrepreneur, pioneer. And like Wardell said, I've known him for, decades now?
Yeah, that's been like
Since
years.
2007.
Yeah,
8.
somewhere around there.
Yeah, so I've been writing for a long time. And when I moved to Atlanta from New Jersey back in 2000, I didn't move here to open up. I didn't move here to write. I moved here to open up a hair salon.
Oh, okay.
So it shows.
And I love your hair colors. Very pretty.
Thank you. But it shows how God will use a thing to get you where you need to be and to hear shift. And so that's exactly what he did with me. He shifted and said, no, you are called to write. I'm like, okay. But, when I was younger, I used to write on paper bags.
Oh.
Poetry, ideas, and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
So I answered the call pretty much in 2001, going into 2002. And it's been a long journey.
Now, you was always where did you move from?
From New Jersey, Passaic, New Jersey.
Okay, and what made you move to Georgia?
Warm weather.
Well, then, were you shocked when you experienced our first winter extravaganza? What was it called?
Yeah, because there's nothing like up there.
You know what? Let me tell you something. This is real funny.
Okay.
Real talk. When that happened, Grace moved me to Savannah.
Are you serious? That is crazy.
I did not even experience.
So you didn't even experience
I heard about it. I was like,
wow.
"Oh, Father, you are amazing."
Right, praise the Lord. God.
Wow.
Yeah, and I heard about it. Cars stopped on
bananas.
75 and
It was
folks
bananas.
panicking.
Oh, it was crazy.
It was so crazy.
People were stuck out there for hours.
Days.
Out days,
Almost
yeah,
like
some
a
was
whole day.
days.
Yeah, I had a coworker who was stuck
People
overnight.
were stuck in school. Kids were stuck. It was crazy.
Teachers were stuck at the school.
Wow.
That's why now, if they even hear of snow coming, they shut everything.
Whole state shut down. Shut down.
They don't even play with that because parents was mad.
They
I can't get to my kids and that. I'm talking about it was bad.
I mean, I understand. I would have been upset if my kid was stuck at school too.
Absolutely.
They can't get to them to protect them and nothing.
Yeah.
So you got here to Atlanta, and what was the first thing you started doing when you got here?
Well, when I first got here, it was very interesting. Okay. Because when I moved here, I was supposed to open up a hair salon.
Okay.
But the young lady I went to school with in New York that was here was like, yeah, come to Atlanta. We started a salon. I packed up everything and moved my small children at the time. They were 1 and 5.
Oh, wow. They were little.
Yeah, very little.
Oh, my goodness.
Came here working for modeling and talent agency. So I was I guess you can say, an agent. Mm-hmm. And then within 30 days, I found myself homeless with 2 small children.
Wow.
So
really?
Yeah.
So she kind of...
She backed out on her...
Well, I found out she was pregnant, so she couldn't deal with my son's crying and his adjustment of, being in a new environment.
Right, yeah.
So it was very hard and challenging when I got here. So I had to alternate my plans and
Tyler Perry did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at him now. Before I started,
he didn't have 2 small kids with him.
Exactly.
That's true.
It's like a whole different.
That's true.
It was, and I wasn't even writing yet.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I didn't start writing until God gave me the wake up call after finding myself in a strip club.
Oh wow. Hey, look.
Right.
Yeah. So God was like, "You did not move here for that."
I'm sure he was
at all. So
wow.
But it shows how gracious and merciful he is, because he actually sent a young lady. She actually was a recurring actress with Amen. We was going to church together, Famie. Her name was Famie Gray. Yeah. So God used her to kind of like pull me in. But, I still was kind of like bucking, because with Atlanta, there's a lot to do here.
Yes, it is.
And if you don't have no direction, especially when you're new, you will get swallowed up. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just so happy and just so gracious, and thank him for giving me that wake-up call. Oh, no. And that wake-up call was I had a vision one day of me getting shot and killed.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
And I heard his voice. He was like, if you don't turn around and cut off the people you're around, you're not gonna make it. So that's all he had to say.
Right.
So from that, my book was birthed. The Spirit Has Spoken. That's what led me to Wardell.
Right.
Because it's kind of like I'm a visionary, and when you're fresh and walking with the Lord, forget religion, because I grew up in church, Baptist and all, whatever, and that's just true religion, because deacons was partying, at the bar and stuff. And so
don't you be talking about Deacon Johnson. Leave Deacon Johnson alone.
But it wasn't until I came here, had that relationship with him. And so, he... Like I say, he birthed my book inside of me. Wow. And that's so, beautiful. But I wasn't quite sure. I'm like, okay, I got this book, but I see a movie, so, I'm just moving. Right. So I finished the book, and I was like, okay, I need to work on the treatment for a film and whatever. I got with the director and did a casting, and that's how I met Wardell.
Yeah.
Speaking of book, I have a gift for you. So when I met Wardell, the first book was out. So this is the sequel that I would like to give. So I'm giving Wardell a sequel.
That's awesome.
My second book. So
thank you.
Here
Thank
you
you
go,
very
Mr.
much.
Wardell.
Thank you.
So read that.
Straddling the fence.
So what was the name of the movie the same as the book?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just did a trailer, which was a book trailer, but I will be filming I don't know exactly when, but I know it will be soon, because this book has
you gotta do a movie.
Yeah, and there's one more that will release in April of this year.
Wonderful. Yeah. That's amazing.
Wow.
Well, congratulations. So you said in your bio, you said you're a pioneer. So what are you the pioneer of?
Well, I'm the pioneer of a lot of talents that God has given me, and so a pioneer is like a trailblazer, and that's what separates them from an entrepreneur. So to me, a trailblazer is someone that leads and pave the way for another person. And so in me having the different ventures and businesses that he has given me, I want to begin to teach other people how to birth out their talents and even be an asset of helping them by funding it, or whatever resources I can do to help them. And so I believe that's what makes me a pioneer.
Okay. And so then we did the trailer, and then you disappeared for a while. So did you?
I went to Texas.
Yeah, you moved. Okay.
So we come from New Jersey, Atlanta, Savannah, Texas.
Right in there.
Okay.
New Jersey, Atlanta for a long time.
Okay.
Then Savannah.
Okay.
Then back to Atlanta.
Okay.
And then Texas.
Then Texas.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And so you managed to get out in Texas. You didn't do anything out in Texas?
I did do it. Yes. I when I was out in Texas, I had a purpose out there.
Mm-hmm.
On the flip side of, working in business and being a licensed insurance broker, but still pursuing my talent, because writing, at the end of the day, that's my calling, that's my gift, that's my passion. So I did do a play that I attempted to do in Atlanta a couple of years, and it was like pulling teeth. Went through some trials, tribulations, got hit hard, fell down, and God kind of like sent me to Texas to give me some rest.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a new environment. So, okay, I need you.
What part of Texas? Dallas?
I was in Dallas,
okay.
And then I ended up going to Houston.
Okay.
Yeah, because they needed some agents there. So that's where I first got my insurance license.
Okay.
Now, what kind of insurance were you working in?
Life
insurance. Oh,
yeah.
How interesting is doing life insurance? I mean,
I used to do life insurance.
How does life? I'm just trying to figure out how you ended up in life insurance from.
So that's what makes me a pioneer, because as a writer, you have the creative side, but at the end of the day, those things have to be funded.
Of course, absolutely. Trust me, I understand.
Yeah, so I've been through the season of struggle of trying to figure it out.
Okay.
And one thing I've learned, because Atlanta is so big and everybody is writing now.
Yes.
Right.
When I first started, it was a couple of people. This is like almost 2 decades ago. But everybody's writing now.
Okay.
Just like everybody have a radio show now.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Everybody have one.
And a lot of people, they're looking for funding. And so one thing I've learned, even, I'm going to use Tyler Perry, for example.
Okay.
Because I had opportunity of interning at his studio back in 2008.
Oh, wow.
On Meet the Browns. One of my friends, Eric, was one of his line producers.
Okay.
So I thought I was coming there to get a writing job. He was like, well, Eva, I'll do what I can, hook you up, whatever. So when I got there, they were working on Meet the Brown and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And
Great show, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I did Meet the Brown. I was a character on there.
Oh, you was?
For one time, yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and then I had a tour around the studio. I was like, wow. And then I had this spiritual encounter, and God was like, you're not going to get a writing job. That is not why you're here.
That's not why you're here.
He said, you're here because I'm going to show you what I'm going to bless you with if you faint not, but also to show me how Tyler has a business mind. So you can't just be creative alone. Right. You have to be able to have that business mind and go find your capital yourself and fund your own projects.
Right.
And so with life insurance, to answer your question, me as a business person, my goal is to build that so I can not only funnel the capital into my projects, but be the executive producers. And so when other playwrights and people need funding, I'd be the woman that they come to and write the check.
Okay, that's awesome.
So now, what made you move back to Atlanta?
Well, my daughter's here. My daughter and my grandbaby.
Okay.
And I didn't have family there, and it's funny because my son lives there now.
Okay.
Yeah, with his dad's side of the family, but I was there for 2 years, and I just worked. I didn't have a life. I'm like, this is cool, but this is lonely.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So I miss my daughter and my grandbaby. So.
Okay. So you moved back to Atlanta, then you said, okay, now I'm finna get back rolling on what I love to do because Atlanta's the place.
Yeah. So like I said, I did a play there, All My Sisters and Me. I had it was at the San Jacinto College in Houston. It's in Houston. And we had about 300 plus that showed up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good showing.
Yeah. So I will be, releasing that DVD sometime this year.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Okay. And so you got back, you did a show, and now you're about to do the stage play.
Yes. one thing about this business, I've been listening to a lot of, it's called The Ambition, but the collaboration of Les Brown, Oprah, a lot of great people who have been through the process to get to success. Mm-hmm. And what I've learned that you're going to have more failure than success until you get there.
Right.
And so, just like you've known me forever, I've been through a lot. Mm-hmm. I've learned a lot. I learned what not to do, who not to work with, all the different signs, and what to do. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I go through. I know what I'm called to do. I have to keep going. So that's why I am doing Holy Seduction.
Now, Holy Seduction. So when I first heard the title,
I'm
I said
that does not go together at all.
I'm like, man, I really love God. Right. But
happens how it goes.
But what was the inspiration behind calling it Holy Seduction? Let's start there, because that title itself is like, okay, I gotta see what this is about. It's a good gimmick. I mean, it's a good catch title.
You know what? That play has been sitting in me almost 10 years.
Wow.
And I can't really explain to people how I write. I guess with me having a spiritual life and being a prayer warrior and having that time, you being a church girl. When you're in God's pregnant, there's something happens, kind of like when a man and woman are intimate and she may get knocked up. So every time I'm in his presence, I get knocked up. Okay. And so he gave me this Holy Seduction, and when he gave it to me, he gave it to me so quickly. Wow. I wrote it out. But then I had to think about, okay, what does this really mean? Because I didn't know what it meant either.
Wow. So you're writing it and like, I don't get it.
Exactly. But how we're sitting here talking, I saw it.
Yeah.
So I had to sit back, but then I had to live it. Because remind you, I wrote it about 10 years ago.
Yes.
So I had to go through it. I had to go through what's a holy seduction, what's not a holy seduction.
Yeah.
More so what's not a holy. I went through a lot of that. First, bumping my head.
We won't talk about that.
But a holy seduction is knowing that God created love.
Right.
And a lot of times in church, they tell you when you're dating, you can't do this, wrap your head, button up your shirt, can't do anything, you can't kiss, right?
Ski mask,
can't do anything. But when you know God created love, there's stipulations, but it's also knowing that He created. You gotta let your hair down,
right?
And just say, God,
just be cool,
and be led by the Spirit. Yeah. So without me telling it, because I really want the people to come see it, it's not what people think it is.
Okay.
Because a lot of people I've gotten emails, people telling me.
Did people tell you off?
Just
oh yeah, you gotta tell it. You gotta tell it.
I got an email from a pastor, and she was like,
I knew it was gonna be one.
Yeah, she said, I like what you're doing, and and I want to help promote it, but I don't understand. No, she didn't say I didn't understand. She said, do you have a flyer with the guy with his shirt on? She said, because it looks like she's seducing him. Typical, and it
says holy seduction. Like, I mean, that goes with what
I know. But see, hey, when it comes to Christianity, everybody have their opinion. It's just the way it goes. Like, in fact, I love when people call like that. Like, you should love that, because that means they're paying attention.
Yeah, and that's why I laughed it off, because
So did you send her a flyer?
Yeah, I did. I said, ma'am, this is the only flyer. And then I sent her the trailer.
Okay, and then she was like, oh, okay.
But I realized the calling that's on me. I'm not called to the saved. I'm called to the unsaved. I'm called to all of them, but I'm called to the unsaved. So controversy, I realized. Look at my book cover.
The number one selling TV shows or theatrical stage plays are controversial shows or stage plays.
Right. But the appearance, I should say, the appearance of controversy.
So you're drawing people in a way that's unorthodox.
There you go.
Right.
It's basically what you're doing. And so, because
they think they're getting one thing, but
right,
they
but
get
they're going to get
else.
something totally different,
Right.
which is great because, Jesus didn't come out like, hey, yo, I'm the Messiah, everybody, He was just kind of like, okay,
way back.
Mama told me to turn the water into wine. I'm going to do that because that's what she asked me. And then all of a sudden, John the Baptist was out saying, the Messiah's here, the Messiah's here. Then he got baptized and then he started doing miracles.
Right.
People were telling people about Jesus. Jesus wasn't being his own promoter.
That's right.
So that's how he got people drew into him.
Right.
And so I wanted, what I was saying is that, ministry comes in different forms. And as long as you're preaching Jesus and bringing people to the cross, and it's not contrary to what the Word of God says, then people shouldn't be concerned of how the package looks, right? Because what's on the inside
what's
is
funny is you said on the cover it looked like she's seducing him. But
to me, it looks the other way around.
But women seduce men. And men seduce women. It go both ways.
This was just in a holy way.
Right.
And the truth be told, like you said, we're human. We still feel stuff. Like, that's what happens.
Exactly.
But, God created our bodies.
He did.
To react the way that they react when you're attracted to somebody. So I feel like that conversation definitely
See, the problem was the woman who saw it was like, ooh. Who is this man? That was what happened.
She probably
that what happened.
Right.
She was like, ooh, she can't be putting this bitch
That's what it is.
You know what?
She was having an issue.
And I said that. I said, I didn't tell her. It took me 30 days to respond because, I'm just so straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
And with me also being in ministry, I'm just one of those unorthodox. I don't know how to not tell you the truth.
Right.
But that's the first thing that came to my head. I said, she needs deliverance. I said, Lord, please bring her to the show. Bring her to the show. Because
she gonna come. She want to see that dude that's on the cover.
Like,
she gonna come. She want to see the guy on the cover.
Right.
For
She
sure.
want to see that man with his shirt on.
with them praying hands.
She in the front row.
Hands on
Right here. Right fast.
She gonna be the one that I rebuked it.
After the show. Right.
So hold this seduction. So now I saw your cast. You got a picture with all the cast on it, and I know tons of them. So you got a nice cast.
Yes.
Now, what was the process in choosing the people for the cast?
Well, I've known Michelle. Michelle and I, man.
Should have known her for a minute.
Yeah, it's been like 2002. We church together.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she was active and stuff. And so when I got the instructions to do this production, I said, okay, I need to know, Lord, who am I to contact to direct this? Because, I have the ability to direct because I'm very visual. But my passion is producing. So Michelle came in mind. So I reached out to her. She prayed about it. And she's like, yes.
She's such a sweetheart.
She is such a sweetheart.
Yeah,
I love her.
You picked the right person.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, I know that she was the perfect director for this because, we sat down, went through the script, and she saw the vision. And I actually kind of co-directed her on the vision.
Okay.
And then when I kind of peek into a rehearsal, or she'll send me a clips of rehearsal, I'm like, oh, okay. It's gonna be nice.
So when she rehearses and stuff, you're not able to be here sometime, or?
Well, it's not that I'm not. I mean, I can pop up whenever, but I'm busy producing and
right.
Pulling other things.
And the reason I ask that is because in this business, to trust somebody to that extent, is very hard.
Oh yeah.
So I know.
Oh yeah.
So
well, I know that God will take you through a test because I used to do that. Like my first play that, I I had a very interesting experience.
Were you trying to be the director, producer?
I was
You trying to do it all.
Everything. And I had trust issues.
Mm-hmm.
And God said, you cannot
I say that to anybody.
be
Can't do it by
in
yourself.
this. You can't. Because
Right.
even Jesus
Absolutely.
needed his disciples.
Hello.
You know, so he said, I have to teach you to trust. So even with this play, I know that it's a test.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm passing it. I'm like, Alice, you do your thing. I'll pop in here and there. And, you know, sometimes when I say I'm a pop in, she said, no, we don't need you today.
So I saw y'all did like a video version of it.
The promo trailer.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting here like, that's a movie. Like, is there a movie coming with this too?
Well, no. Well, eventually it'll be a movie.
Because technically it was a movie. Like I saw
Yeah.
it's like it looked like
Yeah.
the trailer for a movie.
Yeah. Well, only because we didn't have our set yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we had to make it do what it do. And we did. We got the key locations that we needed.
Absolutely.
Had an amazing, videographer, and he did his thing. So, yeah.
So what made you go to theater for this one? Because at first you started off trying to do a film, going into the film direction. So what made you say, because theater is a lot harder, a lot more work, a lot more time. What made you go that direction?
Well, I believe I'm called to all of it. I have, even as we speak, I have treatments of movies, sitcoms, dramas, plays, so having a production company, you can't be limited. So I can't really, answer that question. I guess I'm called to it.
Okay.
And when he give it to me, I bust it out. I do it. This is my ministry.
So do you feel like it's more difficult for women in this industry than men, or do you?
That's a very good question.
That's a very good question. And
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I'll tell you why I asked that question, because I hear a lot, and I talk to a lot of people about their experience in the industry, what they went through, and I can tell you, as a man, it's hard. As a black man, it's hard. Mm-hmm. So for women, I'm sure it's harder because you have to dodge the people who feel like you're not knowledgeable of certain things because you're a woman. Right. And because you're a woman, especially if you're like a pretty woman, then, you got guys coming at you for other reasons. So do you think it's a lot more difficult for women in the industry trying to do what you're doing than it is for men?
It can be. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I say it can be is because if you're just trying to just say be an actress and you're trying to break in, you're going to face all of that.
Right.
Or if you're just trying to write and you're looking for funding, you're going to look for all of that. Mm-hmm. Find all of that. But when you come in with a business mind, like this is my business, I'm going to build it up. Because the Bible says money is all things. Mm-hmm. So when you got capital, a lot of that stuff you bypass. Mm-hmm. But why? Because you are in control of, your own projects. You don't have to go out looking for funding. You're in control of your own, find your own team, and you have more say so. Okay. And it gives you a little bit more control, like man. Mm-hmm.
Because women have as for women, there are some powerful women in the industry now, and they've just opened they have literally opened doors for so many other women to come in. And then you got a 15-year-old little girl who's doing some amazing things.
Marsha.
Yeah.
You mean Maya?
Maya.
Maya. She's 10.
No,
she's 15.
No, she's 15.
Oh, she's 15?
You're talking about the girl from Blackish, right?
Right.
Yeah, she's 15.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's doing some amazing things, and when I look at how women have came and they just doing it, it just makes me smile because as black people, it's already hard.
Yeah.
And then
absolutely
for black women, it's a little bit harder than they say for black men.
Yeah.
From what I understand, I feel like it's hard either way, but to see black women in power and doing amazing things, and directing and producing and executive producing. I just think it's an amazing thing. So, I just want to know your take on that. It's because it's hard. This is a hard industry. It's a hard business.
It's very. But again, I guess with how my mind is, and me keeping him first, it's not as hard because I'm not by myself. I get my directions. I know what to do, when to do it, what not to do. Like even with this play, even though he gave it to me 10 years ago, it wasn't time.
Timing is so important.
Yeah. Timing is everything.
It's everything.
Right.
Everything.
And I had to learn that the hard way.
Oh, I've learned that.
Yeah.
Straight facts.
Yeah. So, but I look at it like anything else that's just starting, because it's a business, and if you come in the business with that mindset, it balances your creativity.
Okay. So what's next for you? Like after you do the stage play, what do you have in mind next? Another stage play, going to TV? Like what's your
Well, I will be working on my third book.
Okay.
Spirit Has Spoken.
Congratulations.
Okay.
His Final Word. Have to get that book out because it's been like a long, drawn process. And so
And this is based off of your experiences?
It's based off of true facts of life, of knowing how to listen to your inner conscious. The world calls it your inner conscious, but you have the good voice, you have the bad voice, Satan guide, and then you have your own free will. Right. And so it's kind of wrapped into a story, which is fiction, but true principles.
So how do you? That's a good point you bring up. In most situations, it's hard to determine which voice is the good voice and which voice is the bad voice. How do you determine within yourself?
Right. So it's kind of like I used to always use this philosophy. So like, I know they don't have tape recorders anymore. Everything's DVDs. But you take a tape and you put it inside the recorder, it plays. But everything is programmed within that tape. So when you put it in, it plays. So when a person knows the word and they know who the Most High is, and you put His word inside of you, it starts playing itself back to you.
That's a great answer.
That's good.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Great answer.
So and that makes you sensitive to no, that's not His voice. No. So that's why people are lost and they make bad choices or move too quickly because all of us. The Spirit talks to all of us each and every day, whether you listen or not.
Right.
That's good. There's a lot of times where a lot of car accidents and accidents can be avoided if we just listen, because that has happened to me. Wow. Where the Spirit may say, no, don't go to this route today, go to this route.
And it's times this way it's quicker.
Yeah. Exactly. But it's times where I didn't listen to the voice, and that's what happened. I ended up getting into an accident, or end up, just whatever situation happened. So yeah.
And see, that happened to me with. I believe God talked to me through GPS because it'll say go this way. I'll be like, no, this way look clear.
Right.
And I get jammed up every time I go the wrong way.
Yeah.
So I get it. Yeah. And so,
but even with that as a revelation, because that revelation is that you don't, even with the GPS, because that has happened to me. But you think your way or your own free will, your way is better than the GPS. And I've done it with Waze, because Waze is a really good GPS.
It is.
And I'm like, why is she sending me this way? Man, I'm going this way. And like a mile down the road, I was like, standstill traffic.
Right.
And then, and then there's times where I hear the Holy Spirit like, see, you do me that way.
So that's what your book is about, is the helping people to distinguish between the two and to understand what voice is the proper voice to listen to.
Exactly. Wrapped in the story with entertainment. A lot of entertainment.
Okay. You will be entertained.
You'll be very entertained. So after my book, doing a book tour, I also just recently got distribution on XOD, Experience on Demand. So television productions and publishing have their own channel, which I'm going to do my launch next Friday on the red carpet. Congrats. So now I have a channel. I got to get more projects out. So I'm be working on some things. Don't want to spill too much yet.
Got some little surprises hitting up in there.
Love it.
Well, I like that, and I'm thankful for the book that you gave me. So this is the second book, and you got a third book coming based. It's the final.
Yes, the sequels. I've left my readers hanging. I'm so sorry, you guys. You know, life happens. When I did the first book, it's been hanging for like almost 10 plus years. But life happens. 2011, lost my mom. Had to leave Atlanta, go back to New Jersey, be with her for a year. You know, and then after that, I want to say maybe about 3 or 4 months after that, I ended up coming back here. Well, kind of in between, I call myself being engaged. But that didn't work out.
No problem.
Yeah. So God shut that down and said, okay, go back to Atlanta. So life happens. But like I said before, when you're called to do something, a delayed is never denied. That's right. It doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as you keep going. Just don't stop. That's the key.
And what's your end goal? Like, what's your ultimate goal after you say you wrote your books, you're doing your play? What is the ultimate goal that you're trying to get to?
The ultimate goal is I want to be able to disciple actors.
That's a very interesting way of putting that.
I know.
Because in this industry, when we look up and we look at what the secular world have to go through in selling their souls and not knowing better, I believe that God will raise up people to teach them, you don't have to raise your soul, sell your soul. Right. And you need to teach them that in the Word. Because God gave us our talents. Exactly. And so I want to be able to just create work for actors through TV, plays, movies. Yeah, and allow them to get closer to Him through their talent. Teach them that. So that's my end goal. Yeah, that's my end goal.
That's nice.
That's awesome.
That's nice. And so you have your other book coming. I'm trying to figure out how you can do all of this.
You know why? Because I'm single.
That makes a world of a difference.
What?
Your kids are grown.
And they grown. No, seriously.
Yeah, when you single, you get a lot of time.
I understand what Paul said. Listen.
Yes, he did.
It is. If you think you're gonna burn, go and get married. Right. But it's best to be single. Why? Because you can do whatever it is God wants you to do. You can travel. You ain't got to answer to nobody. You like, where you at? You need to come.
I know. Yeah. Man, when people just question you all the time about everything, it just
agitates your whole life.
Exactly. But I am still believing for my Boaz.
Okay.
But he has to be equal with me.
Of course.
It can't be the one, you gotta come home. No, see,
you already know how my life is.
Right.
See that
is what it was when we got together.
Right.
It's hard to find somebody, especially if they not in the industry and they don't understand how it works. Yeah. It's really hard to find someone who can understand your lifestyle.
Right. Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day, like you can start off Monday and your weekend is clear. By Wednesday, you book the whole weekend.
That's right.
You know, or you don't know. You have rehearsals. You have because I get called. I have a guy I've been working on this film for about 2 years. He'll call me up and say, "Hey, what you doing this weekend?" Nothing. All right, we're gonna film this weekend. Okay.
Right.
And so just like that, I'm booked.
Yeah.
And so that's why I had to tell people, because people don't understand. It's like, so what you do? So let's go to such a. Can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, but I understand people. Like I say this all the time, and you can attest to this. I'm not for everybody.
That's how I feel. Yeah. I ain't for everybody.
You just have to know that you're not for everybody.
Right.
So if somebody can't deal with you, it's like, okay, I get it. I'm cool. You have to understand that and let them go.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to let go either.
Right. Well, even before you let go and get yourself into that situation, you have to know what level you're on. You know, because if you on an eagle level, you can't date no pigeon.
Say that one more time, will you?
When you are on an eagle level status, you can't.
They no pigeon.
You can't.
Because what's going to happen, they're going to pull you down.
Exactly.
And, you know, or Because I've had that.
Yeah.
Through experience.
And it's easier for somebody to pull you down than for you to pull somebody up. And I think people don't get that. And they spend so much time and energy. And you be like, why am I drained? Because you're trying to pull up somebody.
Right. Trying to change somebody.
Right.
But speaking of that, because Valentine's Day is next Friday.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's pagan.
It is. Most of the all of the holidays are pagan.
But it's just allowing people, because people get so wrapped up into Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Being single, not having the right person, or in the wrong relationship. And that's a lot what they're going to see in this play, the message. So, y'all out there, if you dating a pigeon, you need to let him go.
No, I don't know.
No, I don't want to.
No, it was a scrub. So the TLC had the scrub song, and the
I
guys
want no
came back
pigeons.
with I don't want no
Yes. Oh,
yes. They were like,
that song
I don't want no pigeons. I don't remember the rest of it. It was more vulgar than TLC's version. I know that much. Yeah, but that's true. Like, you don't waste your energy.
Yeah, because like I said, when you're called to do a lot, like I have long days. When I get up, it's dark. 4:35 in the morning. When I come home, it's dark.
Bless you. When you're 4:30.
Yeah.
God bless y'all. My eyes are still
I
it's dark for me too, because I'm looking at my eyelids, y'all.
She for real too.
And you ain't moving either.
She for real too.
And I'll be like, oh, please don't have to go to the bathroom.
Oh God. Yeah.
It's straight darkness.
But see, that's why I'm working so hard, so I can get to that place where I'm on vacation. I'm just chilling.
See, that's the thing. Like, get to a point where your work can do the work for itself.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And you can sit back, relax, go take a vacation, come back, and your money's still making money. You know what I mean? So I get it 100%.
That's right.
So
make money in your sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That life.
Let your money make money for
you.
Put that to work.
Facts.
You working, I'm sleeping.
I'm sleeping. Don't bother me today. I'm on vacation. Y'all know who's in charge.
What is something you can tell everybody, a piece of nugget that you can tell people who are your fans, who listen to you, who support you, something positive to leave with them?
Well, what I can leave with them is whatever it is that you are called to do, just do it. Don't try to figure it out. Just write the vision, make it plain, and move forward, and God will be with you and meet you along the way. Don't allow people to deter you from what you're called to do, because life is short. Mm-hmm. It is. And we waste so much time worrying about paying our bills, working this 9 to 5, paying our bills, and so unhappy. And we all was placed here. God wrapped his gifts inside of us. Mm-hmm. And we are called here to serve the people with our talents and gifts. So that's my inspiration to people. Start wasting time with, doing nothing, because tomorrow's not promised to us.
Oh, no. If we haven't had that wake-up call, shout out to Kobe Bryant and his family. Yeah. That right there is just one of the most devastating things that has happened in the past couple of weeks. Yeah. And it's in the news every day. Yeah. And it's just hard to see all the people who was affected by him.
Right.
I knew he was a great person, but to see how great a person he was and what he meant to so many people, it was just amazing. And I'm like, okay, when I pass away, I want that type of effect on people.
Absolutely.
So what is it that...
Well, so you were talking about gifts. Now, somebody replied to my post and said, you need to talk about your baking. Apparently, you bake too.
Wait a minute, you a baker? How you gonna skip over that? I asked you. Right. What do you do?
What do you do?
And you skipped over the baking.
Nothing about baking.
I have Heaven's Gourmet Cheesecake.
Gourmet cheesecake.
So
Heaven, bring us.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. We're gonna go on and shut the show down. She not gonna make no cheesecakes and stuff, which is my favorite.
It is.
And you not gonna tell us about this or bring any?
No cheesecake.
Well, because the thing is, sometimes when you have so many different talents, people may think you're all over the place. But me, I'm not. I know I call it the octopus effect.
Okay, so
I'm an octopus.
You got
Okay.
So
after
octopus,
8, you're
yeah.
like, it's just too much. Okay, she knows her limits.
Yeah. Well, no, but an octopus is can do about 8 different things, but still keep his focus on one.
Okay.
So I have cheesecake in the
good.
pipeline, but I know we got to get this out. But my cheesecake, I've been doing it for 6 years.
Okay.
I don't do it as much now, but I was doing it. I had restaurant accounts, and how that came to me is when I prayed. I'm like, okay, if I'm called to produce all this stuff, Lord, like, how am I pay for this? He said, well, I'm gonna give you a $1 billion cheesecake company called Heaven's Gourmet Cheesecakes. So I was doing it when my daughter was small. She was 8 years old. She's 25 now.
Wow.
And I had restaurant accounts like with Mellow Mushroom, but it was a lot. I was baking them, marketing it, getting the clients, going door to door, giving them a sample, then going back home, getting my orders, going to bake it. Then I would use it for a fundraiser, help raise money for my projects. And I was like, ooh, Lord.
I'm tired. That happened.
So yeah.
So
but I think I know the person that asked that question.
So let me get this straight. Is it only cheesecakes or all types of cakes?
All types. I do cheesecake, cakes. I mean,
red
I
velvet.
love food. Yeah, I do everything. Anything you like.
Key lime.
You can have whatever you like.
You got key lime too?
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I made this key lime.
Oh Lord,
this apple key lime crunch cheesecake.
Wow.
You know what? We finna get out there because my stomach gonna start crying.
Apple.
They asked me. I was just trying not to go there.
Let's go here. First of all, let everybody know a little bit about your play again, what it's about, and how they can get tickets.
Yes. So guys, 8 days away. So if you have not gotten your ticket, gotta go online.
Get your tickets,
www.tavpp.com and get your ticket today. Or if you can call into the station within 1 minute, you can get some free tickets.
Oh,
so
you got 1 minute.
Got 1 minute to call in.
678-619-1402. That's
but you have to ask the question.
619-1402. Well, we don't really have a lot of time because you gonna wait till the last minute to tell me this.
I'm so sorry.
So the first person call in. The first person call in. Get the ticket. 678-619-1402. And I think about this. Valentine's Day coming up. Some of y'all don't know what you want to do for Valentine's Day. Some of you fellas, y'all don't know what you want to do for Valentine's Day. Hey, why not take them to a stage play, The Holy Seduction? It's going to be a great show. Some of the cast members was here some weeks ago. They told a little bit about their character and what it's all about. It's going to be a great play.
Yes. And my restaurant sponsor. So when you come to the play, you will be able to take your playbill and go to Red Lobster, Olive Garden, Arizona Steakhouse, Fletcher's, and TGI Fridays.
Oh, and we got a caller.
Let's see who we got.
Yes.
You're on with Wardell Richardson on WCEGWOOD Hollywood of the South, man. That's who's calling.
Dr. Evans calling in for the ticket.
Who is this? Who is this?
Dr. David Evans calling in for the ticket. She
Dr.
said 1
David
minute, so I
Evans.
got my minute in.
You did.
Dr. David Evans. All right, man. So we're going to write your name down. You write his name down?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to find out where you guys are. What state you in?
We are in Georgia. What state are you in?
Oh, man, I got to catch a plane, Doc. I'm in Trump City, Doc. I'm in Washington, D.C.
Oh.
I get on a private jet.
Oh.
I get on a private jet.
Okay.
And listen, anytime y'all in the DMV, man, we got connections with the MGM Hotel. They have a big program with.
Okay, hold on. We don't have to talk to you, my man. So
they got a tribute to Motown going on, man, and it's a wonderful play. They've been going back to back out there. So we connect on that, man. So anytime y'all in DC, we return the blessing back at the MGM.
Okay.
In DC, man. But I got to get the planes out, man. I got to get me a ticket, man. It's really cold up here, man. So I need to get away.
Come on down here.
Yeah.
It's just raining.
You need to come on down here next week and see this play.
Yes.
We got your information from when you called in, so we're gonna give you a call and make sure you get these tickets.
Yes, sir, man. I'm telling you, man. I gotta get down there. I ain't driving because I don't drive no more that far. Look, man, I want a nice hotel, Doc. Don't put me in no Red Roof Inn. I want to go to 5-star. Y'all got the Ritz-Carlton down there?
Yeah, we
do. We got the Ritz-Carlton.
Yeah, I gotta have something 5-star, man. I don't go, I don't go to no Holiday Inn Expresses and all of that, man. I'm a little too above that, man.
Oh, you bad and bougie.
Well, we appreciate you calling in, man. We're gonna give you a call and talk to you a little bit after the show, and make sure you get the tickets. But thank you.
You got my number. And
We do. We got your number and everything.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, man. Y'all have a blessed night.
You too.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, Eva, how can people reach you?
You can reach me on Facebook, Eva Bellamy, or my IG is Eva Bellamy _Pioneer Woman, or you can go to www.tavpp.com.
All right.
Yeah.
And on that note, once again, if you have no plans for Valentine's Day, make sure you go and check out the Holy Seduction with your loved one. That'll be a nice little, day out. And you get some
food. You was talking about food.
Tickets to go.
Yes, you get a discount with Vet Lobster, Olive Garden, TGI Friday, 15 to 25% off.
You go see the play.
Darden's basically Darden's.
Olive Gardens.
No, Darden's is the overall group of like Olive Garden and.
Oh, really?
So it sounds like they're all Darden's.
Yeah, that would sound like
restaurants.
Okay.
So so basically, if you come see the play, guess what? You can go out to eat for it on a budget. After that, that's what I'm talking about. You save some money going to eat. You can't get better than that. So think about it. You get to go see a play, and then you get to go out and take your lady to eat. Fellas, you got to come into the play and check it out. Yes. So the Holy Seduction with Eva Bellamy. We are getting ready to shut it down for this first half of the show. Eva, thank you for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
And you're going to stick around for a little bit.
Yay!
Yeah. So we will be back in about 10 minutes with the second half of the show on WCEG Wood Hollywood of the South.
Don't y'all know where we're coming back.